Nobody can be that accurate.
Well, I think testimony that could put a boy into the electric chair should be that accurate.
Yes, it should. Yes, it should.
Why should he lie? What's he got to gain?
Attention, maybe.
You keep coming in with these bright sayings. Why don't you send them into a paper? They pay $3 a piece.
What are you talking to him like that for? Guy talks like that to an old man really ought to get stepped on, you know?
Hey!
You gotta have more respect, mister.
That's right.
I think we proved that the old man couldn't have heard the boy say, I'm going to kill you.
I think we've proven it.
Junior, you do that once more and I'm going to kill you. Get in there, Rocky, and kill us. I say it every day. That doesn't mean we're really going to kill him.
Wait a minute. What are you trying to give us here? The phrase was, I'm going to kill you. The kid yelled it at the top of his lungs. Don't tell me you didn't mean it. Anybody says a thing like that the way he said it, they mean it.
Well, gee, now, I
What
don't
do
know.
you mean?
I don't think so. He's much too bright for that.
Bright. He's a common, ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English.
Come on, man.
Doesn't even speak good English.
Hey, got him. Checkmate.
Mr. Foreman, I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
Now we're talking.
what?
Now we're
You heard
talking.
me.
Now we're talking.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
The vote is 9-3 in favor of guilty.
I have made some notes here, and I would like...
Why are people so... Oh, God.
It seems to me that this man has some very good points to make. There is a question I would like to ask. Let us assume that the boy really did commit the murder, and he was captured by 2 detectives in the hallway of his house. Now, my question is, if he really had killed his father, why would he come back home 3 hours later?
I can't believe I didn't think of that, because that's such an obvious question. That is such an obvious question. That's a very good question. I mean, unless this kid is like actually stupid, like unless, I mean, even if the kid is stupid, if he committed the murder, he's coming to his house. He must see some police and all of this commotion going on. If he did commit the murder, just seeing that from afar, he would run the other way. But if he didn't commit the murder, he's curious. He has to go upstairs and figure out why. I'm in the not guilty camp. I mean, I basically was when they made the train passing the car and the woman versus the old man downstairs. But now it's solved. Why go back? Why go back?
Well, I think we can assume the boy ran out in a state of panic after having just killed his father. When he finally calmed down, he realized he had left his knife there.
This then depends on your definition of panic. He would have had to be calm enough to see to it that there were no fingerprints left on the knife.
Exactly.
Now, where did this panic start and where did it end?
Hey!
You voted guilty. What side are you on?
I don't believe I have to be loyal to one side or the other. I'm simply asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that he would have gone back.
2 things. 1, in his state of panic, he may not have heard the scream. Perhaps it wasn't very loud. 2, if he did hear it, he may not have connected it with his own act. Remember, he lived in a neighborhood where screams were fairly commonplace.
There's your answer.
Come on, man.
Maybe.
So, like, I think the best argument that this man about why coming back has proposed is when did the panic start versus stop? Because in the beginning, he's a criminal. He knows what he's doing. He stabbed the kid, his dad with the knife, and then he wiped it clean. Everyone's like, yeah. And he asked the right question. When did that panic start? Did it start after immediately after he did the murder? So he wiped the knife, and then he was so panicked that after wiping the knife, he threw it back down. If the kid is the same person who's smart enough to wipe the fingerprints from the knife, he's not the same person that's dumb enough to come back to the crime scene, especially after hearing the scream, especially knowing that there's people investigating. The guilty folks really have to convince me now. There has to be some more evidence here of legitimate, evidence, not just circumstantial. It can't just be circumstantial.
Did or didn't the old man see the kid running out of the house at 12:10? Well, did or didn't he?
He says he did.
He says he was dead.
I never saw so much time spent on nothing.
It only takes a second.
Still the same. 1, 2, 3, not guilty. 9 guilty.
Pardon? I vote not guilty.
Oh.
Here we go. That's right.
Hey, what is this? Love your underprivileged brother week or something?
What's up with you and that?
The kid you just decided isn't guilty was seen ramming this into his father. Now, what about this, Mr. Reasonable Doubt?
That's not the knife, don't you remember?
Oh, brilliant.
Ha!
How does he know how long 15 seconds is? You can't judge a thing like that.
He said 15 seconds. He was very positive about it.
He was an old man. Half the time he was confused. How could he be positive about anything?
There you go. That's the goddamn question. You can't question his mentality, his confusion, his awareness, because he can't tell the time, but you can tell me he heard the exact right words from upstairs when the train's going by. You can't argue both sides here. He's got him dead to rights. That's the question. Let's see the map. He's figured it out himself.
Look, this is absolutely insane. What are you wasting everybody's time in here for?
Why don't you let him do it? Let him do it.
If you want me to walk faster than that, I will.
There's no fucking way he did it. There's no way.
Exactly 41 seconds.
41 seconds.
Got to his front door as fast as he could, heard somebody racing down the stairs, and assumed it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
That's right.
You all come in here with your hearts bleeding all over the...
What's up with this dude?
Suddenly you start getting through to some of these old ladies. Well, you're not getting through to me. I've had enough. What's the matter with you guys?
Why are you so
You all
mad?
know he's guilty. He's got to burn. You're letting him slip through our fingers.
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts. You're a sadist.
Kill him, I'll kill him.
You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Truce. My goodness. My goodness. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but that was perfect. This is perfect. What does he have to say now? God damn. The kid's not guilty. The kid is not guilty. Now it's just a matter of getting the other folks to believe it or question it, right? The possibility. But the question is, why is he so mad? Why does he want to be the executioner? Am I to believe that he's just a mean old angry man that wants to kill people? I mean, that's ridiculous. Why? Why?
Is there anything wrong, gentlemen? I heard some noise.
Oh, no, everything's all right. We're just, friendly little argument. That's...
And I like the sweat stains. It's a great touch. It's a good little touch. What other evidence do they have to dispute? Because right now it seems like everything that they've put forward as to why he did commit the murder has been refuted. And not just refuted.
Somebody has to start it off again.
I beg pardon.
I beg pardon. What are you so polite about?
For the same reason you're not.
Hey,
It's the way
hey.
it was brought up.
There you go. Got him.
This fighting, that's not why we are here, to fight. We have a responsibility. This, I have always thought, is a remarkable thing about democracy, that we are, what is the word? Notified. That we are notified by mail to come down to this place to decide on the guilt or innocence of a man we have never heard of before. We have nothing to gain or lose by our verdict. This is one of the reasons why we are strong. We should not make it a personal thing. Thank you.
I love that. I love that. Like that alone, like the fact that this is the reality of the situation, right? It gives you hope in this country because, yeah, I mean, like I was saying in the beginning of the movie with the judge, right? If the judge is the man that's making these decisions 24/7, there's a little bit of callousness that builds up, right? This is not him putting someone to death or not anymore. This is another day at work. But when you have 12 jurors randomly chosen to come and make these decisions, they're looking at it brand new. This is the one time they have this much power in their hands. They need to make the right decision or the best decision that they can. That's a beautiful fucking statement. It's like, yes, that's why we're here. And I get the fact that people are angry. I mean, right? Like, sure, like the hot room, whatever, we're going to be here for hours, but that's not the point. The point is, I believe the kid did it, right? And if you actually believe that, allowing someone who committed murder out to the streets is something I would get angry about. But if there is a reasonable doubt, the law says not guilty. That's what you have to work around. If there's a reasonable doubt.
If nobody else has an idea, I might have a cutie here. I mean, I haven't given it much thought, but let's throw it out on the stoop and see if the cat licks it up.
He's doing the same thing he said that the other person does. Let's throw it down the street and see if the cat licks it up. I like this guy. He's like, this is like another business meeting to him. I've got an idea. Let's throw it down the street and let's see if the cat licks it up. Who the fuck says that? I don't know, but I love it.
The cat licks it up.
The boy. Maybe we should take another vote.
Oh, great. Maybe we can follow this one up with a little dancing and refreshments, huh?
What's up with this dude and his smart?
Okay, I'll call off your jury numbers. 1. Oh, that's me.
Oh, so that's why my numbers are off.
Not guilty.
What?
Number 3.
There we go.
Guilty.
Wait. I have to go back because I missed what one said.
Number 4.
Did he say guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Number 3.
Guilty.
Number 4.
Guilty.
Number 5.
Not guilty.
Number 6.
Not guilty.
Oh, here we go.
Number 7.
Guilty.
Number 8.
Not guilty.
It's tied up, y'all.
Number 9.
Not guilty.
The not guilties are in the lead, y'all.
10.
Guilty.
Yeah, tied up.
Number 11.
Not guilty.
Oh, shit.
Number 12. Number 12.
Guilty.
It's tied up. It's tied up.
The vote is now 6-6.
Yeah. And we go into extra innings here, huh?
This motherfucker had these jokes, man.
Oh, come on. You're like everybody else. You think too much, you get mixed up. You know what I mean?
And you don't think enough. Why? I don't know, man. Yeah, overthinking is a thing, but you can't come in here with a decision and not be open to hearing anything else.
Maybe you don't fully understand the term reasonable doubt.
What do you mean, I don't understand? Well, how do you like this guy? I'm telling you, they're all alike. They come over here running for their life, and before they can take a deep breath, they're telling us how to run the show, huh? Boy, the arrogance of this guy.
They're all alike.
Right. I'll take the testimony of the policeman who interrogated the boy right after the murder, when he couldn't remember a thing about the movies.
That's a hard bar to set. This dude's literally looking at his dad dead with a knife in his chest. He was rolled down the stairs by the detectives. They ask him where he is, where he was, and what was he doing. He says he was at the theater, but he forgot what the movies he was watching were the actors. And that's your defining piece of evidence as to why he committed the murder, because he couldn't remember. I mean, come on. Maybe going to the movies was a much bigger deal back in the day. Right, but even the last movie I watched, Avatar: The Way of Water, right? I couldn't tell you the name of the actors. I can't actually. But the point is, it's like I'm not coming home to a dead father and detectives rolling me down the stairs. I mean, come on.
I'd never heard of him before. It's a very inexpensive second feature.
Okay.
Unknown.
And you weren't under an emotional stress, were you?
Start sweating. Negro sweating. Miss I don't sweat.
I wasn't. I think the point is made.
Big point. You can talk till your tongue is dragging on the floor. The boy is guilty.
Talk till your tongue is dragging on the floor.
Got those cough drops.
We're all gone, my friend.
Oh, shit.
What's it?
Hey, what's the big idea here?
Know the experience he'd had all his life handling these things. I feel he'd have gone for him underhanded.
How do you know? Were you in the room when the father was killed?
No, but were you?
I changed my vote to not guilty. You what? You heard me. I had enough.
What do you mean you've had enough? That's no answer.
Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't like that. I mean, like, from the get, he did not seem like he was interested, like he cared at all about what was going on. But just switching your vote because you're tired is no way to do it. You can't. I can't respect it. I don't know. Like, maybe in some juries, people just end up going away because they don't want to hold up the crew. But this is someone's life. If you believe something, you have to argue your side. And if you don't believe it, then don't believe it. I mean, come out and say the truth, but you can't just switch because you're tired or because you want to go to a baseball game. It feels wrong. I want him obviously to be not guilty, but it's not how it's supposed to be done. Someone has died. If you think he's dead, if you think he was murdered by the kid, you can't just be flip-flopping.
If you want to vote not guilty, then do it because you are convinced the man is not guilty, not because you've had enough. And if you think he is guilty, then vote that way.
Exactly.
But don't you have the guts to do what you think is right?
Okay, all those voting not guilty, raise your hands.
Let's see it. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Who's number 8? Hey, Mr. Madman himself.
9.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Losing the knife in that business about being at the movies. Look, you know how these people lie? It's born in them.
It's always these people with this motherfucker. These people, those people, these people, they, them, these. Come on. Come on.
I mean, what the heck? I don't have to tell you. They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell you,
They don't know what the
need any
truth
real big
is.
reason to kill someone either.
Jesus.
No, sir. They get drunk. Oh, they're real big drinkers, all of them. You know that. And bang, someone's lying in the...
What a fucking asshole.
That's the way they are, by nature.
By nature?
Human life don't mean as much to them as it does to us. Look, they're lushing it up and fighting all the time, and if somebody gets killed, so somebody gets killed, they don't care. Oh, sure, there's some good things about them, too. Look, I'm the first one to say that. I've known a couple who were okay, but that's the exception, you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That sounds exactly like Donald Trump's statement when he first ran for president. They're sending over the rapists and the killers, right, and the MS-13s, but a few of them are good. The language hasn't changed. This is perennial, right? This is a movie I think you could watch at any era, any time, and it makes the most sense. Them, those people, that people, the people that are not like us, they care about life less. That's a crazy. This movie. This is amazing. I mean, like word for word, it sounds like some of these things that some of these crazy folks are saying. Wow, just like how did they know? I mean, it's just like the way people think. You point to the other, and they're the bad people. They're the bad guys. They don't get it. They grew up in the slums or the ghettos. Most of them don't care about life. A few of them are okay. God, this movie.
Listen to me. They're no good. There's not a one of them who's any good. I mean, what's happening in here? I'm speaking my piece, and you... Listen to me. We're this kid on trial here. His type. Well, don't you know about them? There's a danger here. These people are dangerous. They're wild. Listen to me. Listen.
I have. Now sit down and don't open your mouth again.
Someone trying to...
You know what I loved about that? You know what I loved about that? I went on my big spiel as to why, the language is the same and you have to point it out and you have to make it really clear. You don't. He knows what he's saying. He know how he fucked up. He knows what he's saying makes no sense. And these guys, yes, multiple times throughout the movie, they've pointed it out to him. What are you talking about? The other guy said, I grew up in the slums. Can you still smell the trash on me? What do you mean? You can't keep talking like that. It doesn't make any sense. But at some point, you just got to let them go and just stop listening. I love that scene. And I think in like 2022 with like those Twitter figures and like everyone needs to shout out and point out and shame and, accuse, and you're the worst person, point the finger back, which I think it has its place. But sometimes just, you tell them once, you tell them twice, then you just stop listening. This is beautiful. And they just all just got up, walked away, and allowed him to come to the realization. If anyone were to have started to shout back, he would have just continued to shout and yell. God damn it, this movie is good. Like, of course. Like, that silence allowed him to just hear himself talk, right? And everyone just being like, I'm done listening to this. Let those words seep into his own head instead of just vomiting out shit that he was told to say about people that don't look or act like him or come from the same place as him. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, maybe...
Let's vote on it.
Okay, there's another vote called for. Anyone object?
Another vote?
And I'm changing my vote.
Jesus Christ.
How about it? I want to hear arguments. You're the leader of the cause. What about it?
You're the leader of the cause.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I've never worn eyeglasses. 2020.
There you go.
Listen, will you come on already with the optometrist bit?
The woman who testified that she saw the killing had those same marks on the sides of her nose.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Well, what point are you making here? She had dyed hair, marks on her nose. Well, what does that mean?
Could those marks be made by anything other than eyeglasses?
No, they can't.
They couldn't.
Unless she has like a nose
I didn't
piercing.
see any marks.
But that's impossible.
I did. Strange, but I didn't think about it before.
But when she saw this kid killing his father, she was in the house alone. That's all.
She was tossing in
Do you wear
bed.
glasses when you go to bed?
That's the question.
No,
That's
I
the
don't.
question.
Maybe she honestly thought she saw the boy kill his father. I say she only saw a blur.
How do you know what she saw? How does he know all that?
He just said he doesn't.
How do you know what kind of glasses she wore? Maybe there were sunglasses. Maybe she was farsighted. What do you know about it?
She had to be able to identify a person 60 feet away at night without glasses.
Through a train cart.
You think he's guilty?
I think
Oh
he's
my
guilty.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You?
No. I'm convinced.
11 to 1.
You're alone.
I don't care whether I'm alone or not. It's my right.
The pressure is so much heavier now, right? Like the intensity is. I know in the beginning, juror number 7 was the only one holding out. But after talking it out, if you're really that sure that he's still guilty, and you yourself said you could throw everything else out except for this lady's witness, and now her eyesight is in question, why? Why? Is he just hard-headed? Is he just stubborn? Why? I don't know. I feel like I should know. 12 Angry Men. I don't, but like all the other guys are men. Why? Why?
This business about the knife, what? Because we found another one exactly like it? The old man saw him right there on the stairs. What's the difference how many seconds it was?
Makes a lot of difference.
Every single thing. You lousy bunch of bleeding hearts. You're not going to intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion.
Yes, you are.
Rotten kids, you work your life out.
What's about the kid? What's about the kid? It's about his son. He's the guy who got in a fight with his son. Now I get it. He hates the idea of a son killing his father. He hates that idea to the core of him. The disobedience, the fact that his son was just able to hit him and leave his life, not look back, not care. Carries that picture of his son in his wallet. He doesn't want this son to go free. I see. Look. It sucks. But that's not a reason to make an innocent kid go to jail. Not jail. I'm sorry. Go to death. Get the death penalty. It's not a reason. It's not a fucking reason.
Not guilty.
And that's the team. That's the unanimous decision. I really hope he gets to make up with his son. Wow, that was beautiful. Wow, that was beautiful. I really enjoyed that movie. I was supposed to write down the quotes because I really like some of these older quotes, especially from the back in the day. I only wrote down one, but I did like it. And they many just in the same vein of this type of quote. You guys can talk the ear right off my head, just that kind of thing. I love it, So there's many things about this movie, but one of the things I picked up from this movie that I love, that I think we should get back to doing, is just not saying anything. Two of the biggest moments, two of the biggest deciding factors, the guy who had his prejudices or his racism or whatever you want to call it, right? The way that they finally showed him the way that the crew finally allowed him to see his own mistakes was by just letting him sit in that toxicness, in that hate, walking away from him, not arguing, not yelling back, not pushing back, not puffing up their chest, just letting him sit in it, letting him hear himself explain, and just allowing him to hear the ridiculousness. The second time the quietness worked, the just allowing the other person to just hear themselves, is the last guy who voted. So he could come to terms with the fact that this isn't about the case. This is about his son. No one said a word. They just allowed him to go. And this is, I don't know, a virtue, or like this is a tactic, even if you want to call it a strategy, that is impossible to come by in 2022. No one is allowed to just sit in their wrongness, right? You have to shame them. You have to shout them down. You have to yell at them. You have to explain to them in minute detail how they were wrong. sometimes just letting them be is the best way. And not only the best way, sometimes it's the only way, right? I mean, that's just huge. That's just something I don't see ever happening. If 12 Angry Men happened in 2022, it would just be one lecture after another. There would be no time for allowing the silence to be. There would be a protest in the room, in the fucking jurors' room. There's no way. But like another thing about this movie is it was made 50 years ago, 1957. The speech, the rhetoric, the thought process, none of them. Obviously, things have changed, but a lot of things have changed. But like the main ideas, the reason for pointing the finger, the hatred of the other is so crystally clearly the same as it always has been, right? It might be a different variation, a different person that they're pointing the finger to, but it's the same, and it's the same language, just tweaked in a different way. It's crazy to see that. It is insane to see that. But it's just there. It's just there. The talking points are the same, you know? It's the same. The principles are the same. It's just a different way of saying the same thing. It's crazy. And then one of my favorite speeches was when I don't know, like jury number 11 or 12, no, like jury number 10 or 11 got up and said, the fact that those 12 jurors were in the room deciding on a man's life, that's the beauty of democracy, right? The idea of democracy is the responsibility of this man's life is put on a 12-person jury that has no idea about anything that has happened and is hearing the facts for the first time during the case. I mean, if that's just not like, when you think about it, and when the pressure is this heavy, when it's this important, when the decisions you make are this important, I feel like the idea to make it happen this way is not only the best idea, it is like the most right idea. You can't have people in his corners do it. You can't have people in the defense, not the defense, the prosecutor's corner do it, or the defense do it. It has to be a bunch of strangers. And if you think it should be just the judge or the lawyers who do this every day, you can't. You can't do that, because they'll just be churning out to some. It will be work for them. It won't be a matter of life or death. It'll end up just being work. This movie it had me arguing, yelling, screaming, confused. I thought he was I didn't think he was guilty, but there wasn't any evidence to show or to prove that he wasn't guilty up until like 34, 40 minutes into the movie, right? I assumed like right from the get, I assumed that it would end up this way, but the way it went through is kind of beautiful. The arguments that switched the different types of people, the reasons each person had for making their own argument or having the specific evidence that they cared for stick with them the most, and understanding how that related to them as a person. It was beautiful. Like that old man, just the times of wisdom. I love that old man because, yeah, he's just sitting there, but he's understanding the person who's saying the things that the person is saying. He's not just trying to hear the facts, because that's what I wanted from the beginning. I like the juror who had to switch after the eyeglasses comment. That was my guy. I was like, he's the guy because he's coming with the facts. All he cares about is the facts. And that's what everyone is yelling these days. But the old man, he's understanding the person who is giving the facts and understanding why those set of facts are coming from that person, right? The old man just wants to be remembered. He wants to be important once in his life. The lady wants to look younger and prettier, and there's no way that she went to sleep with the glasses on. And if she has indents in her eyes, you know that she needs glasses. It's just, this movie is beautiful. It's such a good movie. This movie is a must watch. And I think this movie should be like in like, what's it called? The syllabus for every like high school student prior to graduating, just so they can understand what it means to like really have a belief and understand where you could be wrong or why you could be wrong. it's just, yeah, I mean, I can talk about this, and like that's the point, right? Like, how many movies do you watch that you feel like you can really get into the meat and grind out the details of it this much anymore? It doesn't happen anymore. I feel like, there's no, and like the thing I love about the ending of this movie is what everyone was saying. All you need is a reasonable doubt. That's what we're talking about. No one is saying, and it's better that no one found out if he was guilty or not. There was no flashback of this is what actually happened. No, it is good to not know, because you have to make these decisions not knowing. I mean, no one knows. No one's ever going to know. But the way it ended, with no one actually knowing, with them not saying, yeah, 15 days later, those credits at the end of the scene, they found the real killer or something like that. Or just like it ended up finding out that he was the killer. It's perfect not knowing. I like it. That's what it needs to be. This is the movie I can watch again and again because the arguments, the reasoning, that's it. That's not Socratic dialogue, right? Let's figure this out together. I'm sorry. I could go on forever. Listen. This movie, 12 Angry Men, is a classic for a goddamn reason. Who would have thought a movie with 12 dudes in black and white sitting in a courtroom and just talking for an hour and 40 minutes could be this engaging, right? No guns, no blowing up, just arguments, just conversation. I mean, this is like a podcast dream. This is like, this is a great movie. This movie is a classic. This is easily my favorite classic. I mean, I've watched what did I just watch? I just watched the It's a Wonderful Life. Oh my God, that's hard to beat. It's a Wonderful Life is a different kind of classic, right? And the girl, O'Hara, what's it called? Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. That's definitely my least favorite so far. I'm not gonna lie. It's a Wonderful Life is just a beautiful movie to watch and enjoy. But if I have to pick a movie to watch again, it's gonna be 12 Angry Men every single time. Because I like to talk. I like to go back and forth. So this movie was kind of made for me, right? But God damn it, I love this movie. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We'll catch you next time. That was 12 Angry Men's a classic reaction. In the comment section below, tell me what I should watch next. Now you can at least get a feel for what, tweaks my little heart. So let me know what I would like moving forward when it comes to other classics. Catch you on the flip. Deuces.